How's it going everyone, Blueknight here and welcome back to another Ratchet Clank Rift Apart video. So the PS5 is officially less than a month away from launching, and with that we're getting ever so closer to finding out more about Rift Apart, especially the release date, seeing as the game will be launching within the PS5's launch window. And for those of you who have been keeping up with the game or have been subscribed to my channel, the last time we really heard anything about the game was back at Gamescom 2020 a couple of months back, followed by a couple of interviews basically confirming a multiverse within the game's story shortly afterward. But I feel like that's a subject that I've already beaten to death in every single Rift Apart video that I've made, and I'm sorry if the video starts sounding a bit repetitive because of that. It's just I like to try to put all the pieces together, you know? Anyhow, something came up recently that I've kind of been putting off discussing. Well, not so much putting it off, it's just I was already working on multiple videos at once, so I couldn't exactly talk about that stuff and the PS5 page for Rift Apart that was discovered by our friends over at Ratchet Galaxy at the same time. And for those of you who don't know, Ratchet Galaxy is a fan site dedicated to pretty much everything Ratchet & Clank, ranging from news, content, discussions, and all that good stuff. So if you haven't already checked them out, I recommend doing so. I'll leave a link for you to their website in the description below. Same goes for the Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart PS5 page. So about the PS5 page, was there anything interesting on there? Well, most of the information is just previous stuff that we've already known about, like the robotic emperor from another dimension phrase that keeps getting brought up time and time again. Obviously it's an alternate dimension Nefarious, hence the missing crack in his dome, him wanting to take over the universe after seeing his character arc in All for One, the different Dimensionator, and the fact that we are missing one Lawrence. Has anyone seen him? So aside from that detail, there's 3 other things to take away from this page that we haven't heard about before. One is that Clank has been confirmed to be a playable character. I mean, it's kind of obvious at this point, seeing as Clank has been a playable character in almost every single game in the franchise, aside from Deadlocked and Quest for Booty. But the interesting part is that he'll feature all new interdimensional mechanics. Oh, I'm curious. Are we going to get some sort of gameplay that serves as an expansion to what we got in Into the Nexus? You know, when Clank got upgraded so he can venture into the Neververse at certain points in the game? I don't know, but this is very interesting to hear about. And the second major thing to take away from this page is this little detail about the mystery female Lombax, who I'm still calling Latchet because we know her name is not Abby. Okay, I just had to throw that in there. Jokes aside, here is the exact quote from the page. Unite the Double Team Supreme with a cast of familiar allies and new faces, including an all-new Lombax Resistance fighter, who is just as determined to take out the robotic scourge. There's that new faces line again. Like I've mentioned before, there could be an alternate version of Clank, since this is indeed, or most likely, an alternate version of Ratchet. And if we go by one of the more recent interviews with Insomniac Games creative director, Marcus Smith, concerning a multiverse and that they're trying to tell a story that involves seeing another version of these characters who have never really become the heroes that they could be. Combining that with this, we could very well be seeing an alternate version of Clank at some point in the game. I mean, we already got an alternate Nefarious, so why not? But the part about the new Lombax being a Resistance fighter who is just as determined to take out the robotic scourge, that actually caught my interest, as back when the game got announced, I kinda got the vibe that she was a rebel kind of character, going up against her Dimension's version of Dr. Nefarious after he had already taken over, hence the wanted posters with a Lombax on them. And real quick, this Resistance Rebel Lombax concept was actually brought up in the Ratchet & Clank art book, I believe under the Into the Nexus section. Even though the idea went unused, Insomniac Games could still be planning on bringing that concept back for this game. If that is the case, then the female Lombax's dimension could have numerous Lombaxes hanging around as part of this Resistance group, but this would not be considered the Lombax's dimension, just keep that in mind, because this has not yet been confirmed. Third and final thing that I completely overlooked during my first read-through of the PS5 page was about the fast loading under the PS5 features section. It states that Planet Hop will abandon. Near instant loading via the PS5's SSD sends you hurtling across the galaxy at hyper speed. Basically Basically what I'm getting from that is that using a ship to go from planet to planet like in all the other games in the series is not going to be making a return in Rift Apart. Again, it's kind of sad to know that it won't be included, despite Ratchet bringing it up in the reveal trailer from back in June. But I have a feeling that the ship will be back to some extent, given that Insomniac Games has confirmed that the constant planet or dimension hopping is reserved only for special moments in the game, more precisely when we're chasing after Dr. Nefarious, so there's still some hope that the ship will be returning. If it will, I don't know. But with that said guys, this is the end of yet another Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart update video. Like I said earlier, there wasn't a whole lot to discuss this time around, but I thought it would at least make for a decent video. But hopefully we do find out a bit more about the game here soon, and when we do, I'm sure as heck gonna talk about it ASAP. So if you want to stay up to date on the latest Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart news and updates, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified when those videos go live. And as always, what do you guys think about the details on the Rift Apart PS5 page? You got any theories of your own regarding the story? Be sure to leave everything down in the comment section below. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching and the support. I've been Blueknight, and I'll see you guys back here next time.
What?